Thanks for coming out. Well. Thank you. All right, thank you. What's up, man? How you doing, man? Good to see you, man. Oh, yeah, man. All right. Oh, yeah. Great. That's why I was going to set you up. That's your job. Hey. Hey. All right. Yeah, thank you. Hey, man. All right. Okay. All right. Yes, sir. All right.
Wanted to mention to you, if you're interested in knowing what district you will be in under the new Edgecombe County map C, Rachel, Laura over here in this corner, did I pronounce that right, Rachel? Okay. Can help you with that. If you'd like to know what district you will be in under the new map C, she's over there to help you, even though we'll be starting shortly.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
You're going to UT later, I got some food.
Okay.
First kid, daddy, next.
Wait.
Oh, really? Oh. Anyway, a strong man. Oh, yeah. You kind of be. So we got to Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Susan Perry Cole. I serve as the co-convener of the hosting tonight's event, the Edgecombe School Merger Community Redistricting Working Group. It's an absolute pleasure and an honor to welcome you to the Edgecombe United Appreciation and Education Forum. It's wonderful to see so many passionate educators, policymakers, students, and community folks gathered here tonight. Thank you for taking time to attend our meeting this evening. Now, this forum has two purposes. First, tonight's event is dedicated to celebrating and appreciating residents, community advocates, and elected officials on the choice of Bath City for the school board electoral district in Edgecombe County. Secondly, the forum provides an opportunity to update residents on the state of Edgecombe County Public Schools as the county line manager. We're absolutely thrilled to have a keynote remarks tonight from Edgecombe County Public School Superintendent Dr. Andy Grimes, who will present his insights on the ongoing transition of our local school systems. This event also features an impressive lineup of a diverse range of community stakeholders, including a principal, a representative of a local unit of the North Carolina Association of Educators, a parent, student, and a community representative fully engaged at the school level. Now, I know you're here for the main event, so I'm not going to take a lot of time with these remarks. Let me begin by calling on Reverend Kelly Andrews, the pastor of Thornes Chapel Baptist Church, which is celebrating its 100th anniversary, to offer an opening prayer and blessing for this event.
Good evening. Let us pray. Father, we humbly bow before your presence, and we do so with grateful and gracious hearts. We thank you for the privilege to gather in the same space. We thank you for all that you have done and all that you are doing in the midst of us. Lord, we thank you for those who are gathered in this space. We pray that you would bless us individually, bless us collectively. Pray that you would continue to bless, dear God, as only you can. There's so many challenges and so much change that's going on there. We need you in the midst of it all to guide us in the decisions that are being made. We pray that you will continue to endow us with wisdom and knowledge and understanding, that we might continue to move forward, progress, and be faithful in the things that you've given us. For we know that if we're faithful over a few things, you will make us over many. Thank you again for all that you're doing and all that you want to do in this time that we have together. That we put our minds and our hearts in the mode of listening and help us to learn and engage in conversation. We might leave better than we came. Thank you for all you're going to do. We thank you for the food that has been prepared for our lives, and let's make us prepared. Bless us as we receive it. We ask that you bless the less fortunate. What's in Jesus' name? Pray. Amen.
We are honored to have with us tonight Leonard Wiggins, chairman of the Edgecombe County Board of Commissioners, who will send a brief message to all of us.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. First of all, I'd like to thank you for inviting me today. And also, I'd just like to thank the community, district group, for the advocacy work that you've done on this issue. And thank our school board. It's the voice. The voice of the very important as a person of the balance of those president. We had a balanced vote of those president. The vote for the district plan that is put forward. And one that accepted, pushed by this group and accepted that. Now, the chairman, I'm supposed to give a welcome.
We're having a hard time hearing you, sir.
That's all.
I was all walking back there to check to see could they hear.
It's still younger. Good. So, based on here, you have to take my time.
Long as we be out by 8.
And this is, first, the campaign today, the campaign function. Well, I just want to give you a few remarks in terms of some of the things that we're doing here. Our management team put together in our police department. And with that list, we put together four committees. Those committees are health, equity, affordable housing, youth and families, and education and workforce development. And I'm glad they might be serving on those committees. And their responsibility is to support structure for those who are areas to make sure that we increase the positive outcomes of those areas. In the county, we received an OPR settlement. And with that settlement, we created two new departments. What they do, they work at the main on substance. So in the county, we have a number of programs along with our service department. And a number of programs that look at to provide our support that. In that, they also do other issues, some issues related to our county. And if you get an opportunity, call them, use them. Those things that they can, they serve that they have last year, where we can afford it. It's a good thing. We received over $10 million in grants. Christopher Gorman and that. With that fund, we are hoping it's without the big company. Also, all of us, $62 million will be built into new housing. We've done our work. It works cost program. And that is, we are also implementing school system, our employees, scholarship program, they can go here. Certification and work areas. It says also support its content. There's a lot of potential for it on the county. We will have a plan for tomorrow next Thursday at Erickson. There will be a forum to deal with this informational data center. Data centers are a person to come to the county. About data centers, external, anywhere outside. We invite all of you to come. And at all, we started a youth pipeline. Now we're about to love. Youth pipeline was 10 minutes long. People will be invested in. Information being held there. Edgecombe, Community College, and Arkansas. From the issues of the county, we will more updates on all the information that the county can also advise with us. Why? Those are the things we were excited about the opportunities that are going on. You're interested in product outside, and also this, when you have one vacancy on our board, we can two candidates with that decision, exclude their position. All of the solutions that we look at, and they advocate with our voice, we do better when you're there, We make it to the city, we make it to the job, we make it to what we think is right. We got to prove it, so the results are good. The tenants and your advocacy is good. Thank you so much for the work you've done. Thank you, Mr. Martin.
At this time, we want to extend our deepest gratitude to several of our sponsors for sponsoring this pivotal event, including Reuben Blackwell, President and CEO of OIC of Rocky Mount, who has been serving as a member of the Rocky Mount City Council for 25 years. Reuben, come on up here and give us some greetings.
Good evening, family.
Good evening.
How you guys doing? When my boss calls, and that's my boss right there, she lives in my ward, so whenever she says do something, yes, ma'am, is my answer. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm just so excited about what you all have done. This is incredible, isn't it? This is incredible. You know, come on now. This is incredible. I don't know if you really recognize the level of impact that your advocacy has created. You got a chance, we have a chance to reframe everything about education in Edgecombe County and Rocky Mount. We know we're the greatest anyway, don't we? Come on now, you better say it. If you don't believe it, nobody else will. So at OIC, you know, we focus on bridging gaps. We focus on looking at those areas that perhaps other people ignore. And we got a tendency to call ourselves something. We say we are underestimated and overlooked, but that doesn't mean we can't get the job done, right? So let's go get the job done. But I just want to say to you all is that I really appreciate this effort and energy that it took to bring up from the bottom all the way to the top something new and distinct and create something for the benefit of our children. What people have underestimated and overlooked in economic development, which is what I've committed my life to for the last 35, 40 years, is building communities that are vibrant, communities that create futures that are dynamic for everyone, and you can't do it if you don't have great schools. You understand that?
That's right.
You cannot do it if you do not have great schools. So we have a chance in Edgecombe to rewrite what the future looks like. There are two things that I want to share with you just for a second. I'm going to get out of the way because you got a long program. Y'all know I'm a grassroots organizer, right? So when we hit the streets, ain't it right? Black Workers for Justice. It's something we say, the people united will never be defeated. Say it together with me. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. If we have it in our minds that there's nothing too hard for us to accomplish, we can do anything we want to do. But you got to believe that about yourself first. You can't get somebody to transfer confidence to you. You got to have confidence yourself if nobody believes it. And that's, to me, what District C did. You said we can create a future for our children that we define first. And then the second thing I want to leave you with is an African proverb. It said that when spider webs unite, they can even tie up the lion. We got some lions we're going to tie up, and you know what I'm talking about now. I am not disappointed or dismayed about the state of Rocky Mount. It got here because folks slept on what needed to happen. But we're wide awake right now, aren't we? You're wide awake, and if you're not awake, you better wake yourself up because it's time to do great things. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for what you've accomplished. Let's go build the greatest schools in America. Thank you.
We want to continue to pause and acknowledge our other sponsors, including another member of the Rockland County School Council, Chairman Richard Thornes. Let us recognize Commissioner Evelyn Powell for her contribution to the room decor. Doesn't it look nice in here?
Yes.
Another sponsor will bring closing remarks later in tonight's program is Edgecombe County Sheriff Lee Atkinson.
Yeah.
Takes a village, to put on something like this. At this juncture, we would like to take time to recognize and appreciate the following categories of individuals for working in partnership with all of us. Thank you all for your commitment to work toward achieving educational excellence in our public school system. We're going to start right at the top with the members of the Edgecombe County School Board. Dr. And would you please stand each of you? Dr. Evelyn Wilson.
Yeah.
Johnson. County Commissioner Viola Harris, I don't know if she's here. Any other elected officials? If you're an elected official, please stand at this time. We want to thank you.
Yeah.
Before I hope everybody in the room is going to have a chance to stand up. All school faculty, staff, and students, let's let them stand and get an applause. All parents, grandparents, caregivers, and students stand and get applause. Okay, now here's the big one. All members of the Edgecombe County School Demerger Community Working Group, stand up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you're a community member and you attended a public hearing, a school board meeting, or a school redistricting session, please stand and let us appreciate you too. Thank you. Any other guests who want to stand up at this time?
We appreciate you.
Thank you again for making time out of your busy schedules to attend tonight's program. I'm certain that you will be glad you did before the night is over. The Edgecombe United Appreciation and Educational Forum is officially over. Now I want to turn the program over to our volunteers who direct us on how the food and beverage service will be completed. Thank you.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. If we could we please have our elected officials and our board members go and eat first, or your grab a box, I'm sorry. These boxes containing your stuff, there's turkey, there's ham, there's veggies. Please make sure you notate which two is on based on what you want. The condiments are in the box. And there are drinks on the bar table. If you would, and then we'll have everyone else go. Here. Here.
I'll leave this.
That's right there.
It won't take
Get ready to move it everybody at the same time.
Yes, I'm gonna get lunch tomorrow.
Y'all cool.
Nothing like lunch.
Just for a little bit of chill. It's all good. Like energy in here. Then I'm sure it's gonna be interested in getting to know the area. Especially if it's like, not that it's actually it's tomorrow. I don't know, I'm trying to go on every event. No, I can give you my hair. Let me get my phone real quick.
And you know, the board
Do my phone here.
elected officials.
Keep going.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. See if
Anyone with children? Anyone with children here, you want to go ahead and feed them? Can we have everyone on this side that has not done anything under 2 bills? And then everyone on this side.
How you doing, sir? Just please remember me. We have a great I saw you coming out like
everyone in the everyone in the aisle to my left, please. Everyone on the last,
Hey, John, how are you?
How about you?
How about yourself?
This is it.
Yeah, baby.
That's okay. Tom was going over there Thursday.
On Thursday, I think she didn't send an itinerary.
No, she did.
Yeah. So I just did it based off of all to check in. So I'm just going to still check. Check in is cool.
Okay, and that's about it. That's what we'll try to do. Well, that's great. That's good. It's okay. It's going to work out.
I'm doing great. How about you, sis? Huh?
I like you, Boots.
Oh, thank you.
Take care.
Huh?
Take care.
Best I can.
Good to see you.
Reverend has already blessed it, so I'm sure it's fully blessed.
This will be lunch for me tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
Bag of chips? Yeah, I'll eat chips. It's good. Yep. Yes.
Yes, indeed. So you don't go out to eat lunch?
Yes or no? So later, last couple of days I've been, first day I did meal prep. Today I said my
I don't want to disturb you while you eat, but I gotta speak.
Wonderful. Good.
I'm putting all that practice you gave me in the plate. Yes,
How
sir.
things going, sir?
It's going well, you know. I have parents that get upset because we gotta send them kids home.
Well, that's going to happen.
I learned from the best.
Yeah. You can get back in. Take care of them.
That's it.
Yeah.
I learned from the best.
Now, you're all back home for the football game.
We don't have any more home games. Yeah, we don't. We usually have only 2 this year. The next year we have 4. So
Okay.
it's gonna take.
Okay. I want to come over and check you all out.
They say it's not how it's coaching, but we're making strides in the right direction.
Okay. And
Yeah,
as long as you're moving forward, that's that's starting to talk.
yeah.
Yes.
What's up, man? Let's see what you shooting with now, man.
Oh, this is they got the D63 now.
That's it.
2.5 hours.
This ain't no bad. Look, this thing right here is powerful, man. I got what? And it's
Look, that's what I'm looking for. For this hard not to do.
It is.
you got the best.
Then when the 3 came out,
Yeah, that's our
You been, man?
And we think like that to much open.
this way.
I'm working on it.
Well, good to see you. It's wonderful. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's 3.
So you're a photographer as well?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. She's trying to.
With?
We got to speak a while ago. Yes.
I need to speak to him.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get that.
I don't know what whose musician that is, but he's pretty good. He is good. Great move. Yeah.
This is Richard C.
Hey,
Richard C.
come on, try again. Come on, baby.
Trying to.
Good. Well, stand up and give you a hug. How you been?
Yes.
Good.
I don't know.
Well,
Find out.
okay. Pop in on y'all. I know it's been a minute. I've been on the road working. Oh, I know who that is.
On this side of town.
Yeah.
So I'm in the background. I like that.
Well, you know, this is a good place to be sometimes. Everybody don't need to be out front. Yeah.
I don't like it that way.
I like being in the background
I
too.
like being in the
I
background.
just get out front when I have to.
But I miss your advice and everyone good. How's the project coming? I'm gonna tell you what we're up against now.
Which one now?
Yes, I just finished our project with the houses coming down. Remember the 4 houses? And we're gonna make it a mechanical garden memorial to those homes because they're registered in Washington D.C. So I finally got that project up in control. But just now, the houses are down. They planted the land. Working with the engineers on the design. So it don't look like a big open green space.
Gotcha.
So we got that, and all the families are whole
Yeah.
in the homes.
Okay.
So did that. We had the summer program, worked very heavily with Mr. Evans for our young people. So,
Okay. Because we be in the Berkshire community. We finishing up one house, get ready to put it on the market. And as soon as we put this one on the market, we're gonna buy another.
I may need your help on something that is very, very important to all of us. Even though it sits part this board and part
It
that.
don't make no difference where it's at.
No, but because it serves everybody. So I don't have your new number. I have your old number.
Which number do you have?
It's the one when you was at the law office. That's real old. And if all I want you to do is just text me your number that you want me to call you, because this is very important. I need advice on this. You don't even have me on there.
I thought I had you in here.
Oh, I see West.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, put that, what Pam West.
I am.
And then that way you text me your number.
Okay.
Because I'll be calling you this week or leaving you a voicemail and it's 252 801 6118.
801-6118.
Right. I'll probably give you a call. It's Wednesday and Thursday, we got 2 more meetings. And then I can tell you more about what I'm trying to tell you.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, baby. Thank you. I see your phone over here somewhere.
Right
Now, your term is not up this time, is it?
No. Actually, my term expires December 31st, 2026. I actually have to file this year.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's fine, expire until next year. But filing is this year.
They're all and one people. He'll take the salary, he'll take it. We'll be starting up in a few minutes.
Hey, Butch, you want to see? Is anybody in this?
Put them, under, who just see? Oh, yeah, under. I will look that up.
You want me to slide right here?
I'm just saying, I'm not getting out. I'm just telling you. That's Richard.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, nice. He just got here.
Oh, okay, I didn't even see it. Okay, I hadn't even seen it.
I said, you gonna be up here by the time I get over there talk to you today.
Okay.
I was saying, I feel like I used to come here and have the music kind of, had a music when it's fixing. And also Madeline Marie, he was the first guy, Reverend Warren Ringer for us. Madeline, thank you. Another great idea. You think you're raising?
She's over there.
A few other acknowledgements. I wanted to make sure we thank our program support. You really did a last one on one of your videos and the county government. Michael People, who you already met, who coordinated our food, did you do a good job? Camilla's dancing.
Always.
I'm Beyond Storm Baker. Where's Beyond Storm Baker? Thank you so much. My job is to give me an update and the superintendent, Dr. Amy Warren.
He started with us in the 23, 24. That was the year before. County line.
Speaking with the judge. How are you, sir? Good.
Ten years. Been 10 years as superintendent of the county schools and co-superintendent of the year there in 2023. He focused during his career on college preparation, career academies, early college, AVID, STEAM, and community partnership. He began his career as a teacher and coach, and later as athletic director, assistant principal, and high school principal, and assistant superintendent. So he had almost every job.
That's right.
He's had almost every job there is. He holds a doctorate and a master's degree in education and a bachelor's degree in history and political science. His wife, Debbie, is a public school teacher, and his son is at East Carolina. He said, no. And his daughter, she's still working for the teacher. So thank you very much for being with us and for taking this job and for supporting us in our community advocacy and having a process where we can participate and be heard. And we want to hear from you. Tell us what we need to know about EPS and what we can do to help. Thank you.
All right.
We're gonna try a different mic. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Pleasure to be here, and very, very appreciative of the opportunity to speak tonight. And I have to say that I was listening to the opening comments, underestimated and overlooked. I think those words ring true in so many ways. But if we look at Ashland County Public Schools as superintendent, I sometimes feel that we're underestimated and overlooked.
That's right.
Now, I say that my presentation, I think, will show this tonight. There are great things happening in Ashland County Public Schools. There is great potential, great promise, and a lot of hard work ahead for us. Anything that's of value, I think the message I heard earlier, it's worth the hard work.
Yes.
And it's worth everyone working together to make that happen.
Yes.
So tonight I offer perspective of contrast to things and where our school district is and where we want to go. Try to make things better. So I appreciate all the Board of Education being here tonight. They've already been introduced, but they've been an outstanding board to work for and to work with, trying to improve our school district. And there's so many community members here tonight that I have so much respect for, and have just enjoyed getting to know over the last 2 years, and just appreciative of how welcoming everyone has been as I've been here superintendent. So tonight I will start off with some contrasts and some things that I believe that we're doing well and some things that we need to do better, and to give us perspective on where we are as a community. So I divide this up into two areas: positive trend and challenge. Positive trend. The most recent accountability model, 14 of rating school better student growth. 77% rate with that percentage for Ashland County Public Schools, 71%. What we're at, something there too. I promise you, I did not put that graph in there. So, challenges. Because of the formula, based in state, 20% on growth, 80%
on proficiency, 12 or 18 schools remain low performing, which also means that our school district is low performing because more than half the schools are considered low performing. In our opinion, in the work we have to do, we cannot accept that. And we have work to do to ensure that our students reach proficiency, not just grade. Contract, right? Positive trend, graduation rate. 2 years ago, our graduation rate was 76.8%. Just under 25% of our students didn't graduate from high school on time. That number is now 81.6%.
Right.
Been able to increase it by 5% over 2 years. The challenge. The state graduation rate is 87.8%. There's a lot more work ahead, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But we closed the gap about 3.4. We're going to keep working on that. We talk a lot about workforce development. We heard in our opening comments. We understand how important it is. Out of the Boys and Girls Club board meeting earlier today, one of the main points of discussion, workforce development. Go to an economic development meeting, workforce development. Go to a commissioner's meeting, workforce development. It's what we have to be focused on to make sure our community excels and has the opportunities that we deserve to provide to our community members to have employment. 2023, our students earned 491 credentials in career and technical education. 2025, 1,403 credentials. That means that they earned some industry recognized credential that will serve them well, whatever it is they decide to do, whether they go straight into the workforce or they go on to more education. The challenge. We need to expand the playing field to make sure that more students are involved in earning that, because the more students that are involved, the better opportunities all of our community members have. We also need to make sure that we're working on increasing our work-based learning opportunities. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. But when I say those work-based learning opportunities, I'm talking about job shadowing, internships, pre-apprenticeships, those things that make a difference for students in applying real-world application of what they're learning in the classroom. Positive trend. Our ACT composite from 2023 has gone up from 14.9 to 15.8. I could get into some proficiency percentages that have increased as well, but we need another year of that for a baseline because some things change at the state level. But a positive trend. But in comparison, the state ACT composite is 18.2. There's more work to be done. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. Positive trend. FAFSA completion. I saw some folks raise their hand a little bit earlier, parents and guardians and different people associated with students. FAFSA is the financial information that everybody fills out when they're applying, graduating from high school and hopefully going on to some type of post-secondary education. Community college, 4-year college. Our rate has gone from 52.8 last year to 64.5% this year. I'll tell you why that's important. The research is out there that says if an individual student completes the FAFSA, their resiliency in going to college or going to a community college and then completing it rises significantly. It's about creating the vision, making sure the finances are there, and ensuring that people have an idea that they want to be successful with more education, which is all good. The challenge, we need to continue to increase that rate, and actually we're above the state average with FAFSA completion. And we need to connect it with post-secondary opportunities. so that students are not just completing the FAFSA, but they have a very clear idea of what they want to do and where they want to go when they leave high school, which also ties back into the graduation rate, which is critically important for us. So I've reeled off a lot of different things here. I think it's important to talk to you a little bit about what we're trying to do. How are we trying to continue the positive trends and meet the challenges? Because that's really where it all happens. So, literacy. I was told that Governor Hunt used to have a sign in his offices and governor's mansion, etc. And on that sign he said, education, education, education. For Edgecombe County, we should have a sign that's on the line between us and Nash and us and Wilson and us and Pitt County, and should say literacy, literacy, literacy. Because we have to do better. We have to do better in what we're trying to do for our students and trying to make sure that they can read. Because being able to read is the gateway to everything else. So, what are we doing with that? We've had a major focus on early literacy and phonics at the K2 level. That even expands up into the elementary school level. But we have found that that's not enough. We need to make sure our students, particularly our students who come from low-income situations, need to have background knowledge to help catch them up for whatever deficits they might have. We have to be very explicit in the classroom and make sure they have background knowledge about things that they might not know about and make sure they can understand that as they read. We need to have a real extensive focus on comprehension and vocabulary. And students need to read. They need to read. And read at a level that challenges them. And have someone talk about that reading with them and question them about that reading. We've also done a lot of work with trying to begin integrating literacy with other subjects, social studies, science, etc. We have a partnership with the Reads Lab at Harvard University. We just started this past summer to make that work and do better. And we got to work on writing, meaning how we can express our ideas and write that in a way that's constructive for everybody. Graduation rate, a positive for us, right? Heading in the right direction. We need to make sure we have a really great early warning system so students in elementary school and middle school can be identified when they are at risk of not graduating, and then put the supports in place to make sure that happens. We need to make sure that we connect students, schools, and families, which I think is one of the major areas that this group focuses on in trying to bring people together for a common goal, for a common problem. We also need to have a different conversation. I don't believe that it should be about whether students graduate from high school or not. It should be about what do they graduate from high school with. It's a different mindset. We're not going to leave it up to fate that somebody's just going to graduate. Let's graduate with something of value that gives them an opportunity to go beyond and have a great career and a great education for what they want to do. And finally, empower students, and I think that's a really important word, empower students to make choices and seek a better future. Now, in my opinion, that is not just a cliche. When students feel empowered, they have an opportunity to choose the education they want, choose the career they want, and they're able to make success on their own with lots of help from all of us, hopefully. Core instruction. I think we need to do a better job of aligning our instruction in the classroom with state standards, make sure we're challenging students, and make sure students are engaged. Because if students are not engaged, then it's really tough for them to maybe learn what they need to learn. And we have to make it hands-on and interesting and relevant to what they're trying to do. Raise student expectations. I'm not sure everybody in here understands that in Edgecombe County, we have 2 early colleges in Edgecombe County. We also have a Cambridge International program at Tarboro High School and at one of our middle schools. Those are expectation raisers. It helps us raise expectations for students to help them move forward. Again, connecting learning and the real world, and find and support the very best teachers. Where does it all start? It starts in the classroom, right? I am proud to say that on August 30th, 2023, we had 29 teacher vacancies in Edgecombe County. On August 30th, 2025, we had 8. We really tried to focus in on getting teachers and educators in the classroom because of all the other things that I've talked about. If you have a quality teacher in the classroom, that will make the biggest difference. That will make the biggest difference. Workforce development, durability, durable skills. So, career and technical education is critically important. We have to make sure our students are learning core areas in career and technical education for a career. And then we have to make sure that they have career development plans. And all of our students are in the process of having their own career development plan to make sure they know what's coming and what they want to do, to have a vision for something better. Now, I'm not saying they have to stay on that course. We never changed our minds, right, with what we wanted to do. But they need to have a plan. And we work with them to try to create that plan. Embed durable skills. Durable skills are those soft skills we sometimes talk about. Being able to work with other people, showing up on time, being able to communicate, being able to work with others, all the things that make people successful employees. We are part of the first cohort with the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction to actually begin embedding these durable skills in the classroom. Our training happened just last week. And we actually had the Deputy Superintendent for North Carolina Department of Public Instruction come here, visit with us, and to talk about this. These are skills that walk away, whether you go into a 4-year university, a 2-year community college, straight into the workforce, in the military. These are skills you need regardless of what you're going to do and where you're going to be. Student leadership development. We're working with Transcend, which is a group that's often been in Edgecombe County, and talked about the idea of developing student leaders who can make a difference both within their schools and when they leave Edgecombe County. And again, putting the idea of job shadowing, internships, and pre-apprenticeships out there so that students have real-world application for what they're going to do. And we have a great program at North Edgecombe High School. It's called Big Picture Learning, where students are automatically from freshmen into their upper class years tied into internships and opportunities in the workforce. Critically important. And finally, mentoring and student support. We need more student mentoring. We need more support for students so they understand they can do it and maintain a positive attitude. Nurture students' vision for the future. We have a program we've just started called Teachers as Advisors, where we try to make the school smaller so that teachers are assigned to 10 to 12 students to guide them and help them with career development plans, ACT prep, and different guidance opportunities that they might not otherwise have. The mental health gap is real, as we all know, and it's important for us to try to address that. We have something we call First Fridays, where we go virtual across our middle schools and high schools. We have social workers, school counselors, student support who actually go out and we talk with students virtually about things that are important for them. We have an upcoming presentation that will be used during that time that talks about the impact of social media. Anybody here being impacted by social media recently? It's a lot, and we need to make sure our students are prepared for those challenges and others. And finally, we have created an ACT workforce, ACT work keys prep program, so the students can prepare for the ACT and for work keys, which are critical gateways to allow them to go to where they want to go and what they want to do for a career or more education. That's a lot, y'all. We have a lot of challenges. I will conclude with this. It takes all of us working together. We have outstanding partners. Escom Community College, Boys and Girls Club, Communities and Schools, NC Pre-K, Down East Partnership, as I should say, our commissioners who are great partners, great support across all networks across Escom County. But we have a lot to do. And I would leave you with this thought. Our students don't have all the time in the world to wait on that. And we need to make sure that we have that urgency to continue moving forward. And I'd like just one final word, if I may.
I'm gonna get Dr. Wilson to stop you if you don't stop.
I will. Just one part I'd like to mention. Sheriff Atkinson and his staff, who have been awesome to us throughout as SROs and deputies within our schools, but particularly over the last couple of weeks regarding what happened at Southwest Edgecombe a couple weeks ago. Just been great in helping us with security, enhancing what we're doing, and wonderful things for that. I thought it was important I mentioned that. So,
and you'll get it continued as you answer the question. Yeah, you're going to go to that one. Mavis.
Thank you. Good.
We'll have to share this. Everyone, now it's time for you to ask questions. And so this is our community time. Questions or comments. So if you have them, raise your hand now. And there are 2 mics on the floor. Tell us who you are, identify yourself, and then ask your question. Is that working?
Hello.
Put it in your mouth. Talking.
Okay. My name is Frenchie Davis, and I own the Child Care Center here in Rocky Mount Foundation Business Academy. Me and my director, Ms. Nancy, we do advocacy work for early education. And I would like to ask you a question about the McGann program, which would bring, I think, at least $2 or $3 million to Edgecombe County that we need to get the money that the state is holding from us. And I think with the community backing it and getting our local legislators involved so we can get the money that is owed for Edgecombe County. And I just want to put your perspective on
Leandra's been going on for a long time, and at this point seems to be sort of tied up in the courts, and probably would take legislative action to make a change with that, or court action. I'm not sure that is probably going to happen right now. But you are correct. Certainly, you are absolutely right in saying that money would make a huge difference for not just Edgecombe County, but a lot of school districts across the state.
Another question?
Yeah, my name is Dr. Gu, and I wanted to find out how confident are you to get the funding from either the state or the federal government to take care of all these problems?
Well, I don't think it's a secret that, Escalon County is, because we're a poor school district with funding, that it's difficult. We obviously were concerned as we started, went to the summer and went to the school year with, some of the federal funding that was being withheld or been frozen, which I think is the appropriate way to say it. We actually lost a grant last February. That was a federally funded grant that we had earned, and we lost that last February. So it's always a concern. It's always something that we keep a very close eye on, and obviously funding does make a difference. And we're always looking for not only for state, federal, and we have a very generous board of commissioners who've been very supportive of us, and we're also looking for always looking for grant opportunities where we can supplement and enhance what we're trying to offer. So it's always something we're keeping our eye on and are really focused on.
Someone else? Question?
What was the grant that was lost? The grant that was lost?
It was a TESOL grant back in February, middle of February.
What does that grant do?
A TESOL grant for us was funding some literacy coaches, actually, that we're supporting in the classroom and at school.
Hello. My name is Brianna Storm Baker. I am a candidate running for the town of Tenita. Recently, I've been looking into ways that smaller municipalities like Tenita, Macclesfield, Pine Pass, how we could help to support the school system with y'all's mission of making sure that students are prepared for the workforce and that our educators are properly supported. How do you envision smaller municipalities being able to work together with the school system to help achieve those goals? What can municipalities do to help support the school system?
It's a great question, and I think not only smaller communities, but anyone in the community, as we were talking about things on the list that we're trying to put in place to support students. Mentoring opportunities, internships, job shadowing, pre-apprenticeships. Even if a business just said, "Hey, we have one opportunity for someone to come in and be part of our business." Those are things that are great, and usually those opportunities take just time and some effort to create the partnership, and I think that's critically important, and also just staying engaged in the issues that we're trying to address, and from whether it's trying to improve test scores or trying to improve graduation rate or support, just keeping the conversation open with how we can come together and do that. Because I think we've proven with this group that, it's about having conversations, it's about figuring out how to try to do it better and how to support our students. Thank you.
Someone else? Question or comment?
That's over.
Thank you. I'm Judge Alicia Slaughter, and my question kind of ties into that, but specifically because I look around the room, I see a lot of community partners, a lot of people of influence, and so when you talk about mentorship, if you could tell us specifically how do we get involved, how do we sign up, and what type of commitment or established programs you have that you're looking for mentorship for?
I think a lot of that work happens right now, both at the school level in trying to get mentors into specific schools and to support specific students. We have a process set up where obviously anyone who's mentoring like that has to go through a background check and go through various process that we have in place. And then I think there's another piece of that besides the mentoring piece. Of course, we would involve the parents in anything like that. as people come in to speak either to small groups of students or a larger group. I also think there's a critical piece there for trying to teach students specific skills, like what we were talking about before with durable skills. And we've had lots of times where business leaders have come in. They talked about their business. They talked about the skills they needed to be successful in what they were doing. I think there are a vast array of opportunities there that we could probably get up and going in a minimal amount of time. I would say at first, contact your school principal, or if you want, you can reach out to our central office, and you can ask for me if you want, and we will get you in the right direction. Some of the business side of things go to our career and technical education coordinator, so we can make sure that we try to publicize that connection and try to get people involved. And the more the merrier.
Yeah, my name is Richard Perway. My question is, with all the things that are going on down in these schools, how are you going to keep good teachers in if you don't pay them? How are you going to do that? Like, teachers are not getting paid enough and they're going to other states to get money.
That's certainly a concern for everybody. And we as a school district have no taxing authority. We rely on the state, the federal government, our local commissioners for support in that area. But I think there's another piece to it. And I think most educators would talk to you about this. You know, we want to make sure we support our teachers and provide them with opportunities where they can feel like they can be successful, and you know, make sure that it's a good place to be. And that's what we try to work on. And teaching, as you all know, a lot of former educators in here, it's a tough job, and it's hard. But we value our teachers, and we want to make sure that we keep them here as long as we can.
I wanted to ask one wrap-up question. Did you have anybody over there, Jim? Okay. And that is, when we look at the result, the performance results, one of the things that was sad was that the Rocky Mount schools were at the worst level. They were also at the worst level, except for Parker, when you know, when they merged, so it didn't get worse off. But they were still at the lowest level in terms of efficiency, and they didn't meet the growth. In Parker's case, they had met growth, but didn't this year.
I think they exceeded last year.
Exceeded last year, but didn't meet growth this year. Yeah. So what do we need to focus on? And the rest of the county schools were better, so it's not helping the whole system. So what do we need to focus on in Rocky Mount in particular with our 4 schools to make sure they are, you know, a value add to the whole system?
And first, let me say this, and I said this at our opening convocation in July of 2024. Excuse me, August of 2024, when all of our schools were finally together, including the schools in East Rocky Mount. You know, we are one family, and Escombe County is under one banner, and we look at it that way. And it is critically important that, regardless of the school, regardless of where it is, we want to make sure that we focus on those things we talked about with literacy, additional support. If somebody feels like that they are in a place where they can provide additional tutoring or support, we can help accommodate that. I think it's important that parents, guardians, caregivers understand how important it is the school day doesn't just end at 2:30, 2:45, 3 o'clock. We want to make sure that we continue to engage students in those things, reading, math, those things that we think are critically important, and then do it during the summer as well. So I think there are a large number of things we can all do at all of our schools to make it better. And I am optimistic, and I am excited about the things we're doing, and we want to make sure that makes the biggest difference possible for our students.
Thank you. Let's give Dr. Brown a hand.
Okay, Dr. Brian, just before you walk off. Here's something? I can talk loud enough.
No, it's working. It's working.
My section's up.
It's working. Yeah, it was working.
It was. Before you go, those of us who's been around a little while, there was a county commissioner named Steve Hall. And what Steve came up with several years ago was when we were recruiting teachers for Edgecombe County. The school board, the county commissioners, and all the municipalities. What they did was they created a program for new teachers coming in. So when they rented an apartment, there was no deposit. When they turned the lights on, there was no deposit. When they turned the phones on, there was no deposit. And that saved them a bunch of money, and it recruited a lot of teachers to Edgecombe County. And Steve had built a collection of apartments that he set aside a certain number of those apartments for teachers. And if we could look back into that same kind of process and bring all the partners together and say, you can come to Edgecombe County with no rent deposit, no phone deposit, no electric deposit, and things like that, then it will make it beneficial. That's money that can be saved.
It's a great idea. I will say that the county manager and I have been working on something that actually do the credit union in the state of North Carolina that has provides some advantages to developing in regards to that. So you're right on the money, and great comments.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Brown.
We are not here tonight by accident. We are here because a lot of work went into several months ago, started this process with an idea. And two people came together and they developed those two people into 4 people, and those 4 people into 10 people, and those 10 people into 20 people. And they kept building, and that's how we got here. But out of all of that work went in, one thing that I want to take to, for me personally, is to thank Dr. Evelyn Wilson for listening when the people started talking. Thank you, Reverend Raymond Privet, for listening when the people started talking. Thank you, Ms. Jewel Calhoun, for listening when the people started talking. Thank you, Lily Worsley, for listening when the people was talking. Thank you, Dr. Evelyn Johnson, for listening when the people started talking. Thank you, Mr. Dino Ellis, for listening when the people started talking, because we have a rare breed here in Edgecombe County. We have elected officials that listen. Here in Edgecombe County, we have elected officials that listen. And that's how we got here tonight. And that's how we wound up with option C, because the school board listened. So from that process, I want to take this opportunity. I'm Roy Gray. I tell everybody I sleep in Tarboro and I live in Williamston, where I pastor Cedar Hill Missionary Baptist Church. Through this process, I've learned a lot of people, and I've learned the value of what we need to do in trying to get some things done. I want the school board members to make sure that you listen. We got some speakers coming tonight that tell the school board, no matter the challenges that you're going through, you're doing some good work. No matter the challenges that you're facing, you're doing some good work. And so we want to start with Mr. Terrell Perry from the Leggett community that has been part of this entire process. And we're going to listen to him at this time. And follow Mr. Terrell Perry, Ms. Charlotte Thompson will come after him.
Good evening, everyone. As Mr. Gray stated, my name is Terrell Perry, and I am from, hey, what's up, man? I am from the Leggett community, a proud graduate of North Edgecombe High School.
Kiss that mic.
All right. I know a lot of everything and a little bit about nothing. But one thing I can tell you is that the north side is all about the community. When everybody calls it a demerger, but when the merger started, when the Rocky Mount kids started coming to the north side, it was a lot of moving parts. Principal Tillery and all the other principals at the middle schools that were that was getting ready to start feeding into North Edgecombe, they started collaborating and doing school visits, whether it was teachers and administration going to the middle schools or vice versa. The middle schools coming to North Edgecombe to see, what they were getting ready to get themselves into. And hopefully they liked it. Also, in the midst of that, we had a switch up in athletic coaches. Our football coach is sitting over there, Mr. Saeed Murphy. He was real passionate about welcoming in the guys from Rocky Mount, and he was willing to do whatever it took. He went to the school board, and he was letting them know, transportation is an issue. They gave him permission. He got on that bus, and he took that bus to different stops in Rocky Mount, and he picked those guys up, and he got them to North Edgecombe daily, so they could come in and do what they wanted to do. And in seeing that really made those guys feel welcome. Me being there, because my daughter graduated last year, so I was there a little bit more than she wanted me there, but I was there.
That's right.
So I could see a lot of the kids, they came in, it was some that didn't want to make the transition, but there was a lot of them that wanted to be there. And they wanted to be there, a lot of them can say, seemed like Nash County was getting rid of them, but a lot of them really wanted to be a part of them. And when they came, and, whether it was, just being a part of North Edgecombe and seeing the way people, the way we on the north side pulled together, whether it was somebody like me just walking up and down the hallway, teasing the kids, acting like I'm giving them advice, because, sometimes they listen. But, I just want to be there in case, because you never know who needs you. You never know why you are in the place that you are when you're there. So whenever I'm on campus, whether it's North Edgecombe, Cocoa Wembley, or Phillips, I always try to be as positive as I can. And I'm pretty sure that anybody who's on any of those campuses, that's the reason why they're there. So that family is one thing that the North Side's always had to offer. So when those kids come in, whether they want to be there or not, that's what we always have to offer. So this is year 2, and it's a whole lot smoother than year 1. And year 3, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a whole lot better than year 2. So all we got to do is just, keep grinding. Hopefully, as time goes on, more and more parents, more and more community stakeholders, they'll continue to come out and as the guy say, put some boots on the ground because we really need all the help that we can get. That's pretty much all I have. Thank y'all for listening, and Pastor Gray, welcome next. Up ahead.
Good evening. Can you hear me? My name is Charlotte Thomas, and I'm a grandmother.
Is your mic on?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, thank you. My name is Charlotte Thomas, and I am the president of the PTO at Fairview Elementary School. My oldest granddaughter started in kindergarten, but she's in third grade this year, and this year I have a pre-K. It's her first year. So during the merger, it was an exciting time, but a scary time as well. There were a lot of questions, that we had as parents. And I know for a fact that the staff was probably getting tired of me. Because I was calling, if not every day, every other day, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day, because I had question after question after question. Because we were comfortable being with Nash because it's what we knew. But coming to Edgecombe was something new to us. So we had to adjust to that. But the further along the year came, it got better and we were more comfortable. And I'm glad we were back with Edgecombe because it makes us feel better. We live there, we pay taxes there, and our kids should go to school there. And so at least that's how I feel about it. But I can speak on Fairview because it's the only school I know in Edgecombe County. Fairview is family. A lot of people come through there, a lot of parents, a lot of students, and this is my second year as the PTO president. And sometimes we're standing alone. If anybody has ever been on PTO, sometimes it's just you and maybe one other person. But we try to make it happen because we care about our teachers and we care about our students. And if, as a parent, if we can't make it work, then what do we have? So we have to connect with the teachers. In the beginning, sometimes we may not get along with that particular teacher, but as long as we keep communicating, and going back to the staff, talking with whomever we have to at the school or whatever, it works. And the second thing is, what I would like to see happen would come to Edgecombe. The cost of living has gone up, and there are a lot of parents that live in hotels or live in their cars. And we have to find a way to help them because kids are coming to school from a car or from a hotel. And so we have to close the gap between the teachers, the community, and the parents so that we can help them because if the parents don't succeed, the children don't succeed. And so I don't have a whole lot to say, but I would like to see something happen with that. If there's a way that we can find, if there are some things that we can find to help the parents, in those particular situations. Thank you for listening.
This is the part that I talked about that will make our school board members proud. We have 3 young ladies, Ms. Patterson, Ms. Williams, and Ms. Whitehead, students of the Edgecombe County Public School System. They'll be accompanied by Angela Bryant. These ladies are on the ball. Listen to them.
So I'm having to be a kid now because they sent me a text, of course, with what I'm supposed to ask. And they said, we want to be a panel. Take it over, take it over. And you asked the question. So I said, okay, I'm going to do what I'm told. So congratulations, you all. I love it. I love it when they take charge. First question. What was your initial thought about the merger of the schools?
So my first initial thought, very, like, jittery, that's another word for anxious and being regular.
Y'all kiss on that thing.
The reason why I said, like, jittery is another word for anxious is because I had, like, moments of thinking, like, Edgewood County will have more control than, like, their own students that live in Rocky Mountain, how that just transfers. That came from Parker or any other Nash County that just changed from this.
When the merge, when the merge first started, I first felt anxious because I was just new and like being a different environment, like around a lot of people. And then, like me being in my second year at North End School, I'm kind of glad that the merge happened because the educators show dedication to support, and they always find creative ways to make learning engaging and understanding. When they first announced that we was having a merger, I was a little scared because I thought I was going to have to move or go to a school that I wasn't going to be comfortable with. But I was thrilled, and you know,
What was the last thing you said? Okay. Next question. What went well last year being the first year of the merger?
What went well was that I met new people. I wasn't like in the shell. Come on, I said, get out your shell, meet new people and stuff. I felt more confident and now more happy with where I'm at right now. So I like that.
The first year of the merge went well because everyone was so helpful. Feeding was very easy, and I always had support from the staff when I needed. What was going on was that I was able to meet people in my school, and I wanted to express how I feel about school. About being judged.
Okay, could you repeat that? I couldn't hear you. I don't know if it's where I am with, let me move. Maybe where I am with the speaker. Could you repeat it one more time?
Yes. What was going on was that I was able to meet new people, and I was able to express how I feel without being judged.
Great, got it. So the next question is, what can be improved in year 2 of the merger?
What could be improved was like they could like upgrade more security for like now like high schools and stuff. Ever since like the last situation ended up at the other Edgewood County High School because they like the shooting and stuff. Don't run me nervous because you know I see 2 bosses here. I'm trying to be professional. I see Ron Green and Ruben Blackwell. I'm trying to be professional. And I feel like now like kids are like more nervous and coming back to school because of the discipline system. So I think they should like upgrade more security and resources.
For year 2, I think we should improve teamwork by taking more out of school trips and getting more engaged with hands-on activities so we can lead to a better success for everybody. I feel like we should communicate more so students can feel more comfortable when they're in school. And I feel like we should balance sessions. Like how she was saying about the
Okay, repeat one more time. No, just the end.
I said how they should balance resources. Like how she was saying.
Could you repeat that?
How about the police officers? Okay. Because like some students, they're very wild.
Gotcha.
Maybe repeat what they said, but someone
What did she say at the end?
Okay, she still didn't hear you. Let's try
Or
it
you
one
can
more
repeat it
time
for her
and
because
take
the
your
microphone
time.
isn't.
Is it?
If you repeat, just repeat.
Talk loud.
Or if you can just repeat what she said.
Get the outside voice.
It sounds like you talking to the board on telephone.
In the street.
I said they should.
There you go.
How she was saying, we talk because the children at most schools, they're wild, they do not have that most of the time. That's what I think.
So before I do the last question, I messed up and I didn't have each of you introduce yourselves. So I don't think I did.
No.
So would you tell your names and where you go to school and anything else you want to say about yourself, and then we'll do the last question.
Okay. First off, good evening, everybody that's here. My name is Janata Whitehead. I am a senior in Edgecombe, and I work in the Boys and Girls Club as a junior staff.
Hello, everyone. I am a sophomore in Edgecombe, and my name is Tanae. My name is related to my mother, and I'm a temporary in Edgecombe High School.
Okay. So the final question is, what can we in the community do to support your success?
I think that Edgecombe County should take time and talk to the kids about their mental health, because now that's like the biggest event for all teenagers and for everybody, because it's now like having anxiety and depression and stuff. It's mainly depression because I mean a lot of people got and go through it, and I want adults to understand.
Okay. And so you want the community to talk to them about, just repeat that part.
Like the mental health.
Mental health. Okay, great.
I believe our community can support by participating, sharing, and providing feedback to help us achieve our goals together. I feel like the school should have volunteering at school. They should have meetings so the students could express how they feel about school environment, and they should provide tutoring programs.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I hope we heard them very clearly. Because if we can fill the stands on Friday night, we can attend parent-teacher conference. Now, this is personal for me. Me and my wife put 6 children through the Tarboro school system, that time of Tarboro High. And I made me a notebook and had those folders across the top and each one of them name on it. And from kindergarten to graduation, I met with their teachers every 3 weeks. So I already knew what was coming home on the report card. And if we can go on Friday evening and spend the night in a parking lot and be at a college game on Saturday morning with no sleep, we can attend parent-teacher conference. And you just heard 3 young ladies said they need help. And one of those help is mental illness. When the last time you heard a teenager talk about anxiety? That's a desperate cry for all of our students. And we need to take time to make sure they're getting what they need. Okay, I'm going too far. But Dr. Lindsay Lee is our next speaker. We already met, didn't we?
We did. Good evening.
Good evening.
And thank you for having me tonight. My name is Dr. Lindsay Lee. I'm the proud principal of D.S. Johnson Elementary School. I've got my notes here, but I may go off script a little bit.
I was told I only had 3 minutes. And when I talk about the success of students, I get very passionate about that. So I was told I had about 3 minutes, and I'm going to try very hard not to go off script. I am a native of Rocky Mount, born and raised. I have deep roots on both sides of the tracks that go back for generations. I believe that schools are pillars of hope in a community. D.S. Johnson has been a pillar of hope in this community for decades. My mom attended there in the 50s. My husband in the 70s. I joined the staff there in the early 2000s as a teacher for Fairview and for Johnson. Later served Baskerville as an instructional coach and came back as an administrator in the last 3 years. I've taught amazing students. And I tell you all that to tell you that the success of D.S. Johnson and equally the success of my fellow Rocky Mount schools is not just a professional goal. It's personal. The merger for us, the goals in the merger, and I was so glad when we joined Edgecombe County and the word demerger switched to merger. It just felt so much more welcoming. For many years, we heard demerger, and we knew we were a part of that. So to be a merged school felt very welcoming. And the goal all along was students first, keeping the students first. And I feel that we achieved that goal because our students came to school in August of last year as D.S. Johnson students, as Fairview students, as Baskerville students, as Parker students. We worked very hard to have familiar faces in place and to make sure that they did not feel the change that on the business end we all felt and we were adjusting to and we knew was happening. For our students, the goal was to make sure that they didn't feel that it was school as usual and it was the same welcoming environment that they were accustomed to. It was the same pillars of hope in their community that they had been a part of and seen for years. We are still D.S. Johnson. We are still Fairview. We are still Parker. We are still Baskerville. We're still serving Rocky Mount. It was mentioned earlier, and I told you I'm going to go off script a little bit. It was mentioned earlier that, parents had some concerns last year. They didn't know what it meant. And that's true. And I found myself answering that question over and over by simply saying, you don't need to worry. The only thing that has changed is my boss. My boss changed. The umbrella that we fall under changed. The business structure changed. But we are still serving your students just like we always have. And that brought a lot of ease to a lot of parents that had that concern. And that was our goal, again, all along, to put the students first. Our community support has remained strong. But just like always, that is something that we continue to strive for. Community partners make a world of difference. And so all the community support partnerships, tutoring programs, individuals who will volunteer and come into our schools, all of that makes a huge impact. Last year, we set, and I'll speak for D.S. Johnson right now, we set very high expectations across the board. We are one of those schools that did not meet growth, but let me explain that. We missed meeting the state expected growth by 0.13.
All right.
We closed gaps at a huge rate of speed. Our students met or exceeded growth in reading by 68%. 68% of our students met or exceeded. Roughly 78, 79% of our students met or exceeded growth in math.
Right.
Not high enough, but we'll take it. It closed a lot of gaps. It left us meeting growth overall by 0.13. That 0.13 has haunted me. It has been the focus of every staff meeting, every ILT meeting, every school improvement team meeting. Every time we look at data, we talk about 0.13. Because it's not acceptable. We were there. And we're going to be there. We're going to get there. But the growth, the gaps that we closed with strategic planning, our goal this year is to aim to keep that momentum, to keep students on that trajectory. And by doing that, we've put in place, again, a lot of strategic goals. Coming on board with Edgecombe County, we became an opportunity culture school, which allowed us to structure our staff to a point where we have content experts in the building to support teachers and students on a daily basis. That has made a huge impact. We're continuing to grow that model. Our ultimate goal is not to just meet or exceed growth, but our ultimate goal and our catchphrase within the building is we're changing the score. Our goal is to change the score.
Yes. Yes.
We are not an F school. Our students are not F students.
Right.
So we've got to put the things in place to change the score. Again, we appreciate all of the community support, all of the efforts that continue to happen in all of our schools. And I know that I can speak for my colleagues when I say we welcome you. Call us, partner with us. And again, thank you so much for your support.
Your colleagues from Baskerville, if they're still here, Baskerville, Parker, and Fairview, if they're still here, would you stand?
Mr. Lucas, Ms. Gorham, Ms. Charles.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Marcel Williams, President, ECAE, NCAE, ECAE.
CAE.
Okay.
North Carolina Association of
I'll let you tell it.
It's okay. It's
You
okay.
can tell it.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir.
Good evening. I am Marcia Moy Williams, and I am an MCL at Coker Wembley Elementary. Yes, this is going into my 4th year of being here in Edgecombe County. Tonight I come to you bringing greetings from Edgecombe County Association of Educators, where I've served. This is going into year 3 as serving as the local president. Tonight I was asked just to bring greetings on behalf of the staffs and the educators who work in Edgecombe County. Serving as the president over the last 2 years, I've had the opportunity to speak with members and non-members in every single school building here in Edgecombe County, including central office. So I say that to say that tonight, I'm not coming at you with things that I've heard or things that I've seen or things that I may have witnessed, but I'm coming to you in a space of that little man that I know all of y'all have heard all night long, making his noise and his voice is heard. I come to you tonight because every single person in this room knows what it means when voices are heard. I come to you tonight because the reason why you're here is because you wanted your voice to be heard and you did what you needed to do, not for the board, not for our superintendent, not for educators, not for staff, not for yourselves, but you did it for the students in Edgecombe County. And it serves me proudly to know that I stand with a group of individuals who, regardless of what the state may say, regardless of what numbers may say, regardless of what tests may say, there's a lot of they that say, but it's not a lot of they that's boots on the ground and work with the students that we work with every single day. So tonight I stand before you to say that they asked me, say what you know, say what you heard. I can tell you that first year was rough. In fact, I remember meeting with Dr. Bryant. He said, I came in and 1 month in, they told me we're merging and we got to have a plan, right? And so I can only imagine the pressures of that. But not only that, he didn't shy away from that, nor did the individuals who were affected by that. They said, what we're going to do is we're going to rally together. We're going to lift our voices and we're going to be heard. Not only are we going to be heard, we're going to be seen. Not only are we going to be seen, we're going to demand that the individuals who we elected to serve us are going to listen to us. You will not do things to us without us. So tonight they said, hey, let the people know what can they do. in Edgecombe as educators, that is something that we're doing. Last year, we launched a campaign, a voice card campaign, and in a month and a half, we got over 500 staff members to sign a voice card petition to say, hey, we want a voice in what's happening in the district. We want a voice on things that are impacting us. Yeah, that's my baby. If nobody else give me an amen, he's going to give me one. So we want a voice in what's happening. When we speak up for those who can't, and I'm talking about our students, because our students don't see the behind the scenes. Our students don't know the money that we don't have, but we still make it happen. So tonight, I stand before you because not only did the educators receive over 500 voice cards that said we wanted a voice in the decisions that were being made, we also in August started with 137 members. By May of last year, we had over 501 members to gain a majority of the staff members in Edgecombe County that want to have a voice and want to be a part of the decision making. We applaud the superintendent for continuing to meet with us, voice with us, and listen to us. My ask tonight is that we don't stop here. MAPC did not happen because folks sat down on Edgecombe. It happened because folks knew they had a voice, and folks said, I will not allow anybody else to speak for me. I will not allow anybody else to tell me what my kids can and can't do here in Edgecombe. What I will do, and it was really relevant to me one night earlier in the spring. I sat at a board meeting, and someone got up from the organization, and they said, I don't have a kid in Edgecombe County Public Schools, but I'm here tonight on behalf of the students in Edgecombe County Schools. It's going to take all of us to do this work. So I ask you to join Edgecombe County Association of Educators as we work to have a voice here in Edgecombe County. Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, well, we are going to skip the next activity, which was to make sure you knew what your district is on MAPC. But if you're an Edgecombe County resident, raise your hand. Okay. Now, put it down. Do you know what district you're in the new MAPC? If you do, raise your hand. Okay, good. Put them down. Do you not know what district you're in the new MAPC? Oh, you want to say? Do you not know what district you're in the new MAPC? Okay, you need to check with Rachel or Laura back there at that table. But I can tell you probably where you check with her.
Thank you so much for allowing me to make this comment. But not only do you know what district you're in, you know who represents you in those districts.
That's right, that's right.
Do you know who represents you from in any public office? But I'd just like to speak to the merger. The county commission said we will merge. School board had no say so with that. Okay. We dropped that on them. And as a result of that, they were in the process of hiring a new superintendent, who I personally think they made a good choice in and has done a good job with this. But in doing all of that, I've been involved in this since 1992. We should have merged in 1992.
That's right.
Okay. This should have been happening. We, the Edgecombe County, we were not taking responsibility for our children until such time as we put them in our school system. We were not, our school buildings failing when we got them in, and they were going to do worse if we kept their position. I think the school board has done an excellent job with what we've done. And as our NCAA president, she's an excellent advocate. She's been before our board asking us for your pay raises. which we will give you when we get it. If we get it, we will certainly give consideration to the capital improvement of our schools, to our teacher pay raises. But I'll say here now what I've said. We can only give that we have got based on the revenue that we've got coming in. But I do appreciate this meeting. It's a powerful meeting. It is very relevant. Continue what you're doing because the advocacy that you do will help us make the decisions, better decisions for our community. But one of the other things, some of the issues that you have raised, me and one of our other county commissioners, Mr. Brown, Dr. Wilson's, Mr. Ellis, we have been meeting on a regular basis, discussing some of those issues. And we are trying to come up with some solutions for some of those things that you have already raised in this meeting. Continue to do the good work you've done. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So you have a handout at your place that tells you what incumbent board member is the incumbent board member for the district number, so you can get familiar with that if you're not already into that, and gives you some hints as to how to find out if you're in the new MAP C district. These districts don't take effect until December when filing is done for next year's school board election, and then officially even after then, not until July. But it's important for you to start now understanding who represents those districts and whether you're in the new districts or not. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. Take the handout. You have a MAP C handout as well, and Rachel can help you on your way out if you want personal assistance with knowing what district you will be in the new configuration. So one of our mantras in the working group is if you end on time, people will come back to the meeting. So we're gonna ask the sheriff to close us out. Thank you.
Mr. Bryant.
Yes.
Before you close out.
Yes.
I'm gonna take a point of privilege. I support my sheriff. He does support me.
Okay. You need a mic?
I don't need one. But I want to say I've been recording the school board meetings since the 90s, so people know what was going on. I've been there when I was there by myself, and they can tell you. So I'm gonna take a point of privilege tonight. I want to say something.
Okay.
If you're asking how can we help the school system, when I didn't have no children in the school system, I started out. And people say, I hate to see you when you get a child in the system. And if they retaliate, I say, well, I'm still going to be there. So you need to get involved. Well, I'll say what I had to say and get it out of the way. So think about if the parents were involved in their children's academic education, not only sport. We always talking about getting the community involved, but if the parents start first, okay, think about if the clergy was involved in our children's education. You need to attend the school board meeting. And the school board have a joint meeting how many times a year? Once or twice.
With the county commissioners.
You need to attend that meeting so you can know what's going on in the school system. They talk about the grants and all that kind of stuff. It's up to us to get involved. We always talk about what other folks can do. What can you do? Now, I don't go to the meetings like I used to because I go to the Rocky Mount City Council meeting. But I put in my time, and I do keep up with it. Because Rocky Mount City Council meeting, everything falls up under there. So I go to those meetings and record them. I've been recording since the 90s, long before the pandemic came. Everybody needs to come up to stand. And just like tonight, I'm here doing this out of my pocket. So I'm going to take the phone period tonight. That's all I can.
Well, you're welcome to that.
Oh, I know.
And I think we also, and I had a note here that I hadn't gotten yet. But I think we also need to appreciate Camilla for filming all the school board member meetings, even though they're on YouTube, but all of our public hearings, which meant that people around the county could participate and look at again those public hearings if they weren't present, which is another reason why we were able to get the support for MAP C that we were able to get. So let's give Camilla a hand. Okay. Thank you, Cheryl.
You stay right here because we're going to close out. I'm like her. Listen, real quick, if you wonder why I'm dressed like this, we have had God, family, and work. During the last 7 years, we've had 4 sitting sheriffs that have died. We've had superintendents that have died of stress. So I vow not to die. I want to live. And let me say this, I want to live. Leaders got to live. And so that's why I'm in before you today. But let me share this. God, family, work. What is your kingdom impact? For the leaders that's in the room, what is your kingdom impact? Not what is your civic impact. Not who voted you in. What is your kingdom impact? 2 weeks ago, a family called me and said, hey, you need to come by the house. We got a 7-year-old that want to meet you to go to Fairview Avenue. As we're leaving out today, we met 10 kids that gave us high five going down Marlene. A 7-year-old wanted to meet me, and I said, what do you want to do with your life? He said, I want to be the police that ride bicycles. Well, guess what? It's a whole lot come with this other than me riding bicycles. But guess what? That same 7-year-old rode 26 miles with us last week. Listen, they don't understand the going to the meetings and all of this stuff. They want to be able to touch you and reach you. And that is your kingdom impact, to have a 7-year-old riding beside the sheriff and talking to him and asking him what does he want to do. I say to all the leaders in the room, and that's why I'm going to give her this mic back. You said I got to close, right? Give her this mic back. You got to have some energy. You guys repeat after me. It takes all of us working together. It takes all of us working together. Look, like a Baptist preacher, Pastor Andrews, you got to say it like you mean it, because the children see you and them think you mean it. It takes all of us working together. That's all I'm saying. We're going to all be dismissed with the word amen. Amen.
Thank you all for coming. Don't leave anything. Take snacks with you. When you go, don't leave anything on these tables.
Everything that you
Great turnout, beautiful meeting.
Yeah, I think we have about
You did it,
we must have 100 people of all
No, this guy, I was rushing.
Wow.
We have 100.
Wow.
I'm so proud. Look, even in the midst, I was like, okay. But this is a beautiful turnout. Beautiful turnout. Thank you for your tenacity and your drive.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Hey, man, how you going, man? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I'm making yourself up. All right, okay, thank